What's up you guys, welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video we're going to be upgrading the head unit on my Jeep. Cool thing about this company is they make it look super factory and they also make it for many other vehicles. So stay tuned because we may upgrade it on my Tacoma as well. The cool thing about this is you can also watch YouTube on the go and do many other things, which we'll show you guys at the end of the video after we show you guys the installation. So let's just dive right into it and show you. But I'll just cut that out. That's fine, let's do it. This right here is going to be a 10.2 inch head unit. It's going to come with some brackets here, panel removal tools that you're going to need to remove some panels in there. It's going to come with this control unit and a couple harnesses to do this install. Everything should be essentially pretty easy as far as plug and play. So if you follow along, we'll show you guys. All right, you guys, so the first step, inside the package is gonna come two of these plastic removal tools. Go ahead and grab one. And the first step, what we're gonna be doing is we're actually gonna be removing this panel right here to access some bolts. So the way, what I like to do is kind of starting at the bottom. In person, you'll be able to see there is like a crevices down here. So you wanna kind of get the panel removal tool in between there, but you also wanna be careful not to mar the plastic. This plastic is very, very gentle, so you can damage it easily. I usually will get one in there, and then with the other one I'll kind of work my way up and just get in behind the clips. And once you get one started, everything just kind of starts falling into place. If you still need to use the panel removal tool going around, you can do so. Just be gentle on it, it will come out. Just like that, super simple. And if you want, just so it's not in your way, go ahead and disconnect these and put them off to the side. For this next step, there's gonna be a screw right here and a screw right there. Go ahead and get yourself a Phillips head, which that's gonna be the one with the plus screwdriver, and go ahead and remove those two screws. In case you're wondering, that's how that looks. That's a plus right there. All right, and now that you've finished that, you can go ahead and remove this. It should come off. Just like that. It's just held in with clips. Super simple, nothing too hard. Now that we removed this, I did want to let you guys know before we go any further on all these plastics that do have the little clips, make sure to look in the back. If one of the little clips do come off, make sure to slide them back in. Up next, you're going to notice on the head unit here, there is going to be 4 more screws. One there, one there, one there, one there. Those are also going to be a Phillips head. Go ahead and remove them. All right, you guys, so now that you removed all the screws, go ahead and gently pull this thing out. There is wires back there, so you do not want to rip them. So now that you're looking at back here, you want to go ahead and unclip all the wires so we could get ready to install the brand new one. Now that we pulled out the factory one, as you can see, it's super small. We're going to be installing this brand new 10.2 inch, and you're going to see it looks crazy factory. I mean, if you guys do have a Jeep, you already know how that looks, and you're going to tell me in the comment section below if it still looks factory with this. So let's go ahead and go inside and start installing this. Honestly, I can't wait to put one on my Tacoma. So the first step is you want to grab the accessories bag and you want to locate the one that has these two right here. So after you've located this harness right here, you can tell by this box here, and then it's going to be the main harness that has the big bulky connector here. So this one is going to be connected to the stock factory wiring harness of the Jeep. So now grabbing that harness, keep in mind this part's going to be a little bit on the hard side. You have to make sure you get it in the right spot. Firmly push in, and you're going to see this latch kind of come down. Once it comes down, then lock it in place, and it should be solid on there. It shouldn't be coming off. So now that you have that in its place, up next you should be left with this. You want to go ahead and locate the wires that have these coming out. So you're going to notice there's a black one, there's a yellow one, orange, red, 2 greens, another yellow, and a black. So now you grab your camera retention interface that's in another package, and you go ahead and insert those. Make sure it clicks. So now that we have these, there is your camera retention. You want to go ahead and now connect these two right here. Same thing, it only goes in one way. Make sure it clicks. This is what you should be left with as of right now. On this one here, inside the accessories package, you're going to have one that has like a USB right here like that. And then on the opposite side, it's going to have a female like that. So you're going to want to grab the gray one that's coming out of the factory wire harness. Go ahead and connect that. Make sure it clicks. And then up next, we're going to be grabbing our radio, and we're going to start installing stuff back here, and then we'll continue. For this next step, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab your GPS antenna from the accessories package. It's going to look like this with the blue connector. You're also going to want to grab the 4G antenna, which is going to be a long one like this with that type of connector. And then you're also going to want to grab the Wi-Fi antenna, which is this little one here. So this part's going to be pretty simple. So what you're going to want to start with is the GPS antenna, which is the one that had that blue connector there. And you want to go ahead and just connect that right here. It only goes in one way. There it is. So then up next, go ahead and grab your 4G antenna, and that one's going to go right here. You need to take off this red cover. There's the 4G antenna, and this one, you screw that on. After that, grab the Wi-Fi antenna, same thing, take off the red cap, and you put that there. All right, once it's installed all the way, up next, go ahead and grab your audio output and cam in wires. So that one is going to look something like this. It's going to have all these connectors, and it'll say ZERW12. And that one you want to go ahead and connect right up top right here on the left-hand corner. All you do is you push in, make sure it clicks, just like that. Super simple, nothing hard about it. All right, you guys, so up next, we're gonna be working on the top 3 connectors right here, the inputs. So first one, you wanna go ahead and grab this USB. As you can see, they're females. It's gonna have a brown connector. That brown connector, you're gonna insert it on this top right there, which I'll show you right now. Make sure it clips right there. Up next, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is grab the one for the SIM slot, which is like this, and the connector is blue. That one will go right there. Make sure it clicks. After that, there's going to be one more USB insert female, and that one is going to have purple. So you're going to insert it right in between there, just like that. So now you should be left with the bottom openings right here. So the one right here at the bottom right, what you want to do is grab the microphone, which is this one here, and you're going to want to connect it right there at the bottom. Then you get the other aux inputs, and it should have a blue connector, and that'll go in the second to right here next to the gray one. So this is kind of where you should be left off with as far as on the radio. Now in this step, now that we have kind of everything connected, you're going to want to go ahead and grab the one that has the 2 USBs together going into one connector, and you want to look for the one that says USB. So the USB one, then you come over here, and if you remember, we connected this male USB into this gray connector that's on the factory of the Jeep, and you connect those two just like that. And then up next, what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and locate the harness here that has a green one. So you're going to want to grab that, and then coming over here, we're going to grab these cables that are coming out of the main harness, and we're just going to color match them. So we're going to take off these caps, and we're just going to color match all these here. Let's grab the other white one, color match them. So the harness that says AHD camera is going to be connected with cam in, so connect those two. And then as far as the other yellow one, it's going to be aux V connected onto camera. So keep that in mind. If you don't connect these correctly, your reverse camera will not work. So essentially, this should be left. I believe this subwoofer green one is if your Jeep comes factory with a subwoofer, which mine is the Sport S, so I don't have that option. You're gonna have one with this blue connector, and the other side it's gonna have some aux cords and 3 wires sticking out. That one, you wanna connect it right here. Now that we have everything connected, you're gonna notice on these 2 modules here, there's gonna be 2 green wires coming out of it. And on this one, there's 2 green wires. You want to go ahead and connect the only one that will go into it, which is a male and a female, just like that. So it says SP, and the other one says Cam 720p. Up next here, what you want to do is go ahead and grab the harness that's like this for the antenna. Grab the white one, insert it into the slot, make sure it clicks. This one here is going to get left behind, unfortunately, so that one has to get tucked away back here. We won't be using that one. This will go connected into the radio for the antenna slot. All right, you guys, so now the last one, grabbing the main harness, the big one, you should still have this connector left over. So if you go to the radio over here, right here in the corner, you should, or I should say the bottom, should be able to connect that into that. Make sure it snaps into place. One thing I did want to take note on as far as the microphone, this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to disconnect it and reroute it out here, and then I'll run back the wire and reconnect. I just wanted to show you guys how the wiring is. And then as far as on the GPS and the other 4G one, these two, I'm actually going to mount them right here up top, just like that. If you really want to, you can go ahead and run it through the dashboard and put it up top somewhere. But for me, these two are going to get placed there. So before I actually put everything back together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the Jeep and I'm going to test everything out, make sure it works. Now that we're pretty much done, all we're going to have left is going to be this right here. This is the turn signal speaker. I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what this does. I'm assuming if you leave your turn signal on, this thing's going to beep at you. So yeah, I'm not quite sure, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to test it out. If I get annoyed of it, I'll go ahead and disconnect it. So now that everything is connected, we have to grab all the wires and put them back inside. Before you do that though, make sure you grab your bezel that was there. In the back, if you remember these orange clips, go ahead and grab 2 of them and insert them right here. It'll help. And insert them right here. It'll help with the install process, so that way this doesn't move around. All right, so now that I grabbed 2 of them, I put one in its place. The other one, you just literally slide them in, and that's it. Up next, we're going to be installing the brackets. So there is going to be an L and there's going to be an R, meaning right for passenger, left for driver's side. So the way you install these, flip it over, and you're going to notice on the top, there's going to be a bigger side. At the bottom, it's just like a straight skinny L. So you want to go ahead and put it over this cover here, just like that. Line up the holes, line up that hole and that hole. So line up the holes. And then the screws that you took off from there, go ahead and reinstall them. Once you have one side done, go ahead and do the opposite side. There's the R, flip it over. Make sure the bigger side is at the top, bottom L is at the bottom. Same thing, go ahead and put the screws right there. Now you have your brackets to be able to install the radio. So just to show you guys how I ran the wire, so you can see this is a clothes hanger that I actually opened up. And what I did here is all of these, which is like the SIM card and all the USB ones, I have them ran through the glove box here, as you can see. And then I've ran it up. But to do so, what I did is the clothes hanger, I actually put it through first. I pulled it out of here. I taped all the wires together, and then I pulled it back out. So essentially, this is what I should have. So now I just need to take the tape off and reconnect this onto the actual stereo. Like I said, I only connected it the first time just to show you guys where everything goes. But now to actually route everything, that's what you want to do if you want to do a clean job. So once I take the tape off, reconnect it to the radio, essentially these wires here are going to be staying inside the glove box. So if I ever need to connect anything. And I'm going to do the same thing with the microphone. I'm going to actually run it back through there, the clothes hanger, and then I'll route it somewhere over here, tape it, reconnect it to the stereo, and then I can go ahead and put everything back. So just to show you guys really quick, you can see the mic is right here. I've mounted it. I actually took this panel out. I put it right behind there, and I did the clothes hanger method to drive the wire through. Here's the wire. I've then brought it over here, zip tied everything just so it looks nice and clean. Same thing with these wires. They're all nice and zip tied now. And then of course, these are the USBs and the SIM card one. So here are 2 of the USBs left over, and then the SIM one. So now I can go ahead and close this. And then this is going to be the fun part. Now that we've installed the brackets as well, we now have to put the radio back in there, and that's going to be the fun part. So I'm going to put you guys down, and I'm going to try to sneak everything back here and put the radio back together so we can finally put the last 4 screws that come provided. Up next, inside the package, there's going to be a bag full of these screws. There should be 4 of them. You want to go ahead and grab those. You also want to get an Allen key that'll match that hole there. And what you want to do with these 4 is you're going to put them right here. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 here. So that should essentially hold everything into place. So now that it's installed, I'm gonna have to hit up my good friends over at Screen Protect so they can make me a screen protector for this thing. It's gonna have to be custom, of course, but heck yeah, because I don't want to get all these fingerprints on there. But let's test this thing out. We're going to be doing one for the Tacoma as well, so stay tuned. But today we're going to show you guys really quick some of the features that this new head unit has. Let's show you guys some of the features. So everything is going to work exactly how your factory radio should. So all your steering wheel controls as well. And then you get a lot more features. For example, you do get navigation. That's awesome because this Jeep never had navigation to start with. If we scroll this way, you got radio, you got music, you got amplifier, meaning it's going to allow you to actually adjust all the sounds if you guys know how to mess with that. And then if you scroll over here, you're also going to get Google Chrome, so you can surf the web. And then another thing you're going to get, if you scroll here, you're going to notice you get Gmail, you get the Play Store, so you can go ahead and download games or anything like that. And then if you come over here, you also get YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, anything like that. Make sure to subscribe. And then if you see right here, we also have games, so you can go ahead and play. And the cool thing about this is you can actually utilize this whenever you guys are driving. For example, if you want to watch Netflix and you have your family with you, keep in mind it's super illegal, but it's cool that you can watch it while you're driving. So if you're going on a road trip or anything like that, this is literally like a little tablet. Another cool feature that it does have, as you can see, my phone is not connected. It has wireless CarPlay. Let me show you guys. So anything that I do have on here that works with CarPlay will allow it to work on this. The next thing that it does have is shows you the battery life, it shows you the Fahrenheit, and a couple other things. Like if you open your door, it pops up right there. The reverse camera is actually going to work as well with the car, so I'm going in reverse, and then it pops up right there. If you guys do have other sensors, it'll pop up here, and if you guys want to get one, you guys already know what to do. Another thing too is going back over here on the radio, I want to show you guys how the AC looks. So when you click on AC here, check that out, you guys. That screen is freaking awesome. So I know on the factory one it showed too, but I feel like this display is a lot nicer and everything's just laid out perfectly fine. So like I said, everything on your factory radio should work exactly the same on here, including all your steering wheel controls, and the controllers here should all work the same. Okay, so now that we quickly glanced over what the options are on this, there's a lot more that I just can't show you guys in this video. It'll take too long, but if you guys do purchase it, it'll be in the description box below. You could then check it yourself. But keep in mind, I am going to end up probably getting this for the Tacoma, and I only say that because the quality on this, like the video quality, it's actually really nice. It kind of looks like a mini TV that we're looking at. Overall, for the price, it's not that bad. Most aftermarket head units are crazy expensive, and they don't even come with these options. Like I said, I mean, this thing has a calculator, you can surf the web, you could do a bunch of other things. If you guys do remember in the past, I made a video on like a little black box where you can watch YouTube, Netflix, and all that stuff. Well, keep in mind, that's kind of what this is, but it's an all-in-one unit, which is very, very cool, especially for the price. JesseRizo is here for you. It's here for you now. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.